So greetings. We just saw in part 1 on how to bring up the MDM installable MDM, which can be configured to be used on container orchestration systems such as OpenShift and Kubernetes. The container that we are having is already good enough to run on OpenShift. In the sense, it comes up always with it always runs with as an arbitrary user. So let us log into the MDM container first. Now this container was extracted at opt IBM WebSphere app server. A profile is created app server 01 and MDM is extracted at opt IBM MDM. MDM is extracted using the installation manager. However, MDM has not yet been deployed onto the WASP profile. So we have to ensure that it gets deployed. So how do we do that? In order to do that, we need to go to opt IBM bin and we need to execute a script configure _mdm _interactive.sh. So there's one key point for us to note here. Up to FP10, before executing this script and only for the sake of executing this script, we used to log into the container as the root user. However, with FP11, we need not log in as root user to execute this script. In fact, we should not log in as root user to execute this script. And another key point for us to note here is, let us see the etc password file. Oops. So if you see this file, we are able to see that the user who is logged in is user with an ID 1001. This user did not have a name and the user was assigned a name only when this container was started. So we will be able to see that when we say docker logs and provide this container name. So now we are in the opt IBM bin folder. Let us run the configure mdm interactive.sh script. So we have to choose the application language and the code table languages. I'm giving only English here. Let us choose insurance here. And since we are going to deploy this on top of OpenShift, we will use WMQ. We should not choose WEM because it's not possible to create, I mean, there will be only one SIB owner bus, SIB owner entry in the SIB owner table, and there will be one entry only corresponding to a single server. But when we deploy it on top of OpenShift, we will be having multiple replicas. Only one replica which gets the lock over that row on the SIB owner table will be able to come up. All other servers will not be able to come up. Hence, when we are preparing an image for deployment on OpenShift or Kubernetes, we should always select only MQ. The MQ host, so this host has an MQ, we are using it here. So it asks all values that will be normally asked you whenever you configure MDM, and you have to provide appropriate values. Default values are also provided, and when you want to choose a default value, you can directly press enter. Now here we are having a query whether we want to use the provided DB2 container for configuring this instance. We are not going to use it, so let's give a no here. And what's the type of database? We are going to have this demo with DB2, so we are choosing DB2. So in case we give that the database is Oracle, this script will prompt us to place the ojdbc8.jar at a specified location, and we need to do that. Is the string unit set to code units 32? Yes. Our database is already populated. It has tables, so we will give a yes here. So because it already has the tables, it's not asking us for details such as the table space names. Otherwise it will ask us for those details as well. This is not SSL configured, so the port is 50,000. Database name is MDM116. DB user is SCH110A, and the schema is the same. Schema has to be given in uppercase always when it comes to DB2. It is not SSL enabled. We will go for probabilistic matching engine. Okay. When your database is already populated with data, you need to be very careful while providing the MDM instance identifier. This MDM instance identifier should match with the MDM instance identifier that the database is configured it. So in your database, run select star from app software, and in the name column it will show you something like com IBM MDM hub server hyphen and the instance ID. You should provide that instance identifier here. So in our case, the instance ID is MDM116 instance, and I'm providing the same here. I do not want to integrate with machine learning now. I do not want to enable Kafka now. It's asking whether we want to configure for Elasticsearch. I'm giving a no here too, and I'm giving a no for publisher. So even if you provide a no here, in case you want to enable these features, you can run post configuration targets within the container and you can enable them. That is permitted. Do you want to enable tail on this instance? I'm giving a yes here. And do you want to deploy MDM user interfaces? So we have a separate container that has the MDM user interfaces, and we advise you to use them such that each container will have a specific functionality to look into. Due to that reason, I'm just giving a no here. So the password values are now being taken from us. The was admin password, the default was admin password is MDM admin, and the database password will correspond to that will correspond to the custom database. So once we provide all these values, the system first updates the mdm_install.properties. It will perform the database configuration, that is creating the tables if required. So in this case, we have told that our database is already populated, so it will not go and populate the database. So it will just go and install the applications based on the configuration that we have provided. This activity could take up to 20 minutes or more based on the configuration of your machine and based on the details that you want to get configured, based on the applications that you want to get configured. So once this target completes the execution, you can go and check the IVT results to ensure that the installation is proper. You can also run the IVT once again to confirm again that the installation is proper. Following that, you can add your CBAs, you can do additional configuration on the WAS profile, including configuring your LDAP details here. After performing all these details, the image will have to be committed to your local registry, and this image will then be deployed on OpenShift. So before performing the commit, there is one additional step. We will look into those steps in the next video. Thank you.